Hello and welcome to Coffee Milk. We talked about a bunch of people you need to follow if you want to stay up to date with AI. Lists of tools that we've been using the past week, and it's changing every day. So we try and stay up to date. Mitch is doing really well with that. He's got a bunch of cool projects in the works. I'm focusing on Instagram and YouTube, and I tell you all about that in this episode. I'm losing it, dude. I can't keep up.
Yeah, it seems like there were just like a million YouTube videos out there, and every time you watch it, you get 20 new AI tools that are just miles ahead of the ones behind it. It's insane.
That's what I'm at. Yesterday, I was so proud. This entire week, I've been doing a little bit of work in the shop, doing this thing, and then going into the office and doing more mid-journey and just getting different ideas for things we could create in the shop. But I'm also doing my own little side thing for my Instagram site. And then you come to a point where there's only so much you can tell mid-journey before it just becomes redundant. Not mid-journey, but your own prompts. I mean, you can kind of get slight variations of what you're asking, but there just comes a point where you can't, unless you're a creative super genius, you go blank. So now with ChatGPT, I'll upload the image that I had just generated and have ChatGPT create me a prompt based on what the image looks like to it. And then I get different words. Like I was always using futuristic, and now I'll use sculptural because it came up with that word. And
that's a smart idea. Have you tried using DALL-E 3 inside of ChatGPT, or you don't have it yet?
No, I've definitely used that. There's certain things I can use it for. My boss asked me, because we wanted to do this thing for a radio station, WCUW, and we're just going to do like big aluminum letters across the top, WCUW, and then kind of a rocket ship and a moon. I don't know what the story behind that was, but I remember Ray told me, but that's why I wanted a rocket ship and a moon. And when you put it into Midjourney, obviously it doesn't do words or letters. It just messes that whole thing up. So I did that in DALL-E, and I got much better results and more along the lines of what I wanted, because in Midjourney, it just kind of took it to a whole weird level.
Yeah.
But then I also tried Adobe Firefly. That kind of came up with something very unique, but I didn't know Adobe had its own AI image generating tool. Then
everyone's adding their own AI image generation and text generation to like something from Snapchat to something that's actually useful, like Adobe.
Then Stable Diffusion. I guess it depends on what you're really looking for.
Yeah.
But each one of those definitely has its own uses. But it's getting redundant. But when you want to try and come up with something, then you go to YouTube and then you see, 100 new videos, and you just kind of get sidetracked. You click one, you're like, holy shit, text to video. And then
that's definitely not there yet.
No.
Maybe in a professional setting, it's really doable, possibly today. But like consumer, no.
Well, I think you're not trying to go for a full feature film, but you could probably get nice little shorts out of it if you were trying to do little cartoons.
Yeah, you can get like really slow like pans in like stuff like that. Like you can get like someone like panning the camera as like a car. Around the car or something like that.
That's kind of what I was
pretty
thinking.
Good. As far as like a full video goes, I don't know how that's gonna be for like a little while. I don't see it going anywhere, but who knows? It could happen tomorrow.
With the image thing, I learned about Pika Labs, and that's another Discord thing. And you can take your picture and it'll animate it, or it'll pan the camera. Yeah. It'll do really cool things.
I looked at that one.
What else there was this one other thing that it would take the image and it would give you different angles of that image. And that was always one thing that I didn't really like, because if I produced an image of a car, well, I'd love to see what the front looks like and the back looks like of that car. And this will generate that for you. And it was called, what was it, Image Gen?
You can do that in Midjourney, I'm pretty sure, as well.
It seems to give me variations of the car.
It doesn't give you the same exact car.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I haven't tried this Image Gen. I just saw this video on it.
With the seed?
Say it again?
The seed.
What seed? Sorry.
Seed in Midjourney. I think that might be. I don't know. You probably can't get the same car, different angle. Like, you can't make two of the same images,
Nope.
I'm pretty sure.
Nope. Very close.
Yeah.
Because even when you get the one image and you do variations of it and
That's-
gives you 4, it's still a little. I mean, obviously it's a variation, but
Yeah.
it's pretty close. But
That's really interesting because I was doing, you know how you have to do the I'm not a robot thing?
yes,
I do that a lot online because I'm doing so many different things. Usually I just get the images or the puzzle piece one, like you select the bicycles or crosswalks. But now I'm getting, I'd say maybe like for the past, like maybe in the past month I've noticed it. I haven't seen it before that. I don't know how long it's been out, but I'm seeing patches for figuring out the orientation of an object. So like they'll have a little 3D figurine of a cow like facing sideways, and you'll have to align an arrow with the same way the cow is facing. So they'll like use that data
for
and,
AI
yeah,
to get to
train
different
AI.
angles. I
Yeah.
love it.
And I was like, wow, 3D modeling software is going to be like really good soon once they just like train AI for a bit longer and figure out all the, stuff they got to figure out, like little bits and pieces of it.
That's the one thing I'm trying to get Midjourney to give me a side profile of a car, and it always gives me an angled version. I can't get, and I cannot figure out what to type in for profile or side or because I just want it sideways. That's all I want. I'm trying to do it right now too.
I think it does that on purpose because most pictures of cars aren't taken just from the side because it like displays the angles and the bodywork better or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. But I mean, I see what you're saying. I tried to get a picture of like a skateboarder like going like along a path, and I wanted a side view of it. But no, like I just couldn't get it for the life of me. And I see what you're saying. It just doesn't work sometimes. I also came across some like other cool tools this week. Have you heard of Hyperwrite or like Mage GPT?
Right. I'm sorry. That
I
just
know.
completely sounds like a very right wing,
Hyper
the
right.
hyper right.
Hyperwrite.
Sorry. Is it RIGHT?
It's HYPERWRITE.
Oh, okay.
And it's kind of misleading. It says it's your AI writing assistant, or maybe it did start out as just a writing assistant. But now I'm seeing, I haven't tried it personally, I'm going to soon, but it looks very powerful. It says it's your AI assistant for everyday tasks, and it's going to like change the way that we interact with computers. It's going to basically ask like what you need help with. It can organize your Gmail inbox and draft responses. It can book you a flight. It can order you a pizza. It can find like engineering candidates on LinkedIn for you. Like it can like automate most of the things that you do online. Like I'm not sure if it could do as much as like doing research and then turning that into an article and then posting that on a blog, or getting like finding recent trends and then generating images and posting those. I know it can post to Twitter. I know it can like do stuff with your Google accounts, but I'm not sure about other applications, and I'm not sure how. Like, yes, it's controlled. All of this is done with the language model, taking pictures of your screens, also reading the text, processing the text, coming up with the next steps for what you want to complete. That's all how this is being done, is by an LLM. But will that same LLM be able to be used, like, to go onto YouTube, watch a 2-hour video, or, like maybe a smaller one, like a 30-minute video, get that transcript and make you content with all the various tools that are coming out today? I don't know if it's going to be able to do that, but if it does, then I don't know. What is the internet going to become at that point? But this was super cool to find. I can't wait to try it out. So Hyperwrite AI, definitely check that out.
It's not that bad too. It's like $20 a month, 200 assistant credits, and apparently it's 10 browser actions or 1 chat message from your assistant.
Oh wow! So
so it's not that
they're really like charging you for this, because the browser actions are probably pretty expensive because that's a lot of image processing.
Yeah.
Every time the screen changes, they have to send a new request.
But it gives you unlimited generations for. auto write and hyper chat and type heads and rewrites. So it doesn't. It seems like the things that you would probably use the most are unlimited with the $20 thing, and then it seems they have another one ultra. It's $45, and you get everything, and it's all unlimited.
That's pretty good because most of these companies, they have like 3 tiers or 4 tiers, and it's like the first 2 you basically get nothing.
Yep.
And like by the time you're up to tier 3 or 4, it's like
It's 50.
it's unreasonable.
Yep. And then the 5th one is just
Like-
professional. Contact us.
$500 or $1,500 a month. It's like, okay, even if that was professional, like, no,
I'm not there yet.
no. You would have to have like one of those blogs back in the day that was making like, I don't know, 10K a week
Oh,
to be able to do that.
that's the other thing. I'm seeing a lot of different SEO AI tools.
Yeah, I've been thinking about so many different ways to go about integrating AI into like website writing, because you could also make a WordPress plugin with ChatGPT, have it instruct you to do that, and instead you could maybe call the API by, like, say you get an article generator and your article's not that good.
Mhm.
You could, number one, make a plugin to take your article, send it over to AI, rewrite it, make it better, or have it read the article and generate images based on it, and then figure out how to get that plugin to put those images in the right spots as well. And that would also be really helpful for SEO. You could also have it focus on like making better headings or a better title, and you could just have this bot just run, like kind of like Link Whisperer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
I don't know if that's automated, but I know it helps you a lot in getting your internal linking done.
Yeah, I don't know if it was automated or if it just kind of picked up different keywords.
It probably does, and then lets you
Yeah.
lets you select
Yep.
what you want.
And then go to this article
Yeah.
for the. I love Link Whisper.
I've actually
Still-
got to install that. I don't know why I've never done that. I need to do that like now.
I'm actually realizing that with a bunch of tools that I had bought over the past 2 years.
You bought Link Whisper and you haven't used it?
No, I've used it on one of the sites, but once.
How much is it?
I don't know. It was like, I think it was maybe $50.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't that expensive. It was a one-time deal. It's not like a monthly subscription. I hope it's not a monthly subscription. But yeah, I don't remember how many websites you could use with it. Maybe 10, maybe 100.
That's really interesting.
I really liked it.
And another thing that I came across today was Mage GPT. It's pretty cool. It's kind of similar to the way AutoGen works, but it works like it as like a web app. I think you can like access it online, and you can ask this like Mage GPT to generate you a what they call full stack web app. I don't know exactly what that is, but from my understanding, you've got the web app, which is like something like a maybe something that displays the weather on your website. It'll design all of that, test all the code, fix the bugs, get it working. So like after you hit play and wait a minute, like your web app is done, which is pretty insane. So you can just like make all different types of things for your website. Like I could probably use that to make a web app on a finance website to call the stock prices and display them in like a cool way.
It says GPT Web App Generator is an experiment by the WASP team. It is a web app where you can shortly describe the web app you would like to create. In a matter of minutes, a full-stack web app code base written in React, Node.js, Prisma, and WASP will be generated right in front of you and made available to download and run locally. That's awesome. And this whole thing is all open sourced.
Yeah, it's insane. So, okay, so you can download it and run it locally. Oh, shit. This is how I'm going to automate my article thing. This is how I'm going to make a nice interface for my article.
That's the thing. Every tool is
Oh my
really there.
gosh.
You just got to figure out how to interact with
Yeah.
all of them.
So, if you make anything, like if you, oh my gosh, wow, that's so useful. If you're doing anything with coding and like you've got a folder and you're like, you've got this bot that you run in this folder, you can just tell this Mage GPT to take your code that was generated by AI and pretty it up all nice to look like one of these tools that you find online, like Jasper AI or whatever. You can basically make anything you want. All of the revenue is going to go to GPT until everyone gets a local LLM on their machine. This is insane.
Yeah, watch. End of the year, we'll all have that.
It's going to be like the new Microsoft Word. Let's make it. Come on.
Oh, we can make one.
Let's carve out our piece of the pie.
That.
We would have to move right now. We would have to stop everything we're doing and not eat or drink.
Yes, but I think our biggest problem is we would have to focus on one damn thing.
Oh, that doesn't happen.
Just pick our piece of the pie, but I can't because anytime I have a question, I go to YouTube and then see a list of all videos I should probably check out. And I'm like, oh shit, click it. And then I try out that program, and I'm just in a never-ending loop of trying out a whole bunch of stuff and realizing how cool it is, but never putting it all together into the one thing I need.
That's what I'm working on right now. And even in that phase, like once you really start focusing on putting everything together, I'm like, okay, do I use the API, just like the ChatGPT API to complete my article? Or do I run it through AutoGen and have a group chat of AIs work on it together and get a different output? So many different ways. Do I use a different tool like Claude? Claude is a really good, I think it's just an AI writer.
Yep.
But it supposedly outperforms ChatGPT.
Yeah, I still don't know.
I want to try that out.
I have it. I didn't see any difference. So
Really? I've been messing around with the local LLMs too, and it's pretty insane. Like once you downloading that LLM Studio, which is basically like a ChatGPT interface, but you can load in any type of model you want, which is super powerful. It's like basically having a ChatGPT server just run on your computer instead of outsourcing the computer to OpenAI and paying them too much for it.
Yep.
Well, you're also paying them to kind of make the models, I guess, but beside it was just crazy. I was like, I was talking to my brother about it, and he does fishing. So I was like, tell me about Ron Z Baits. Do you know what Ron Z Baits is? No, exactly.
I would
But
assume
the
it's a
AI
guy.
does.
Is it
right?
a guy?
It's a guy who makes baits, right?
Oh, okay.
It's like a very specific brand of baits, or I don't know. Anyways, and then I'm like, okay, give me an introduction to like quantum physics or quantum mechanics or whatever. And then it gives you an introduction to quantum mechanics. And it's like, never before has there been something that can like understand really niche topics and like also get you like to understand like something that's really complex, or like give you information on it at the snap of a finger. But get this, without access to the internet. It's downloaded.
It's already there.
It's like a downloaded Wikipedia that just works. It's insane. Sorry, that's all I'm saying. It's like,
Now,
I feel like I repeat myself every episode, but
well, I think our
Come on.
problem is we're also at the same pace of where AI is. And if you're into this sort of thing, you too realize, I hope you realize, if not, then you're just a superhuman, that it's just ever growing and you can't freaking keep up it. But that's the exciting part, but also the stressful part.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I want to do so much stuff, but yet I'm also frozen
This is
in how do I do it? Oh,
so
what is
stressful.
that? You got to pick one and go with it. That's the
Dude,
thing.
yeah.
Can't.
But literally, like, I kind of feel like I had that mindset, but like, I just gave up on that, like, being like, oh, I'm too distracted. I'm just like, fuck it. Just get distracted and do it. And just whatever happens, happens. And like, by doing that, now I'm like, when I focus on something, I'm able to be like, okay, I can use this, this, and this to complete this. And then I have it done, like, pretty quick. So, I mean, I guess there's like
I get distracted.
a good like side to that, but I don't know.
No, it's good if you do it, but try and see something to completion. Don't stop after you get the first error like I did on Sunday. But that's also because I was tired as shit and just getting aggravated.
All right, so if you want to stay updated with like basically every single AI tool that's coming out, I feel like if I did not find these accounts on YouTube, I would have not have known about AutoGen, MemGPT, and all these things that are coming out. Okay, so first off, you're going to want to go with Matthew Berman. This guy does like a super straightforward, like not too complex, no nonsense, like just enough to like understand it, like overview of like basically anything you need, like AutoGen, MemGPT, anything new that's coming out. He's basically going to have a video on the day it comes out, and he'll tell you how to use it, how to get it running. He got like AutoGen running for me and like super fast. Like I just followed his video and then it worked. And then by doing that, you learn so much more about how to get different things working. Another person you're going to want to follow is Tech Friend. This guy does a lot of live streams, which is kind of annoying because it's like a 2-hour-long video you have to search through. But I bet you if you watch this whole thing, you would learn so much. So like definitely check out Tech Friend. He also has some just regular videos on tutorials and stuff, which are pretty cool. But his live streams are like where his value really is. And then also you can check out the AI Breakdown. He does a good like kind of overview of like what's coming out. Same thing as Matt Wolf. He also does like an overview of all the tools coming out. But these channels are like awesome to stay updated with all of this stuff.
Holy crap, these guys have some crazy subscriber amounts. Matt Wolf has almost 500,000.
I'm thinking about doing some tutorials because that's pretty simple.
And you don't realize the clicks you get through that shit.
Yeah, I know. Especially if I'm already staying up to date and getting these tools working like within the week they're out.
Right.
Days.
Oh, you are definitely.
So considering that, I guess I could make a YouTube video on it. I mean, why not? I could post it right on Coffee Milk. Like, I'd rather just do that because it's like, why are we going to like try and like spread everything out?
That's the problem I have now. It's just there's so much we want to do, and it's only
I feel like that's like almost like a procrastination in a way.
Exactly. That's the best way to describe it.
It's not really though, but it's like it depends on, I don't know.
You almost get frozen in the overthinking of all the different shit that you could possibly use.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Just
I just don't know. I can't focus. Right now, I started with 3 tabs: Discord, Instagram, and ChatGPT. I have, 27 open right now. I have TechCrunch. I have 5 YouTube videos open, a bunch of tools. And the podcast, which I hope I'm actually recording, right? Okay, no, good. We're recording. Oh, could you imagine that?
That'd be great. Outstanding.
That'd be par for the course for this week.
Yeah. But I'm definitely gonna get that article generator like not fully up and running, but like definitely more like further develops because I gotta get images in there and a better output. But I'm working on that.
What I saw with one guy, I think he used AutoGPT.
Yeah.
And I believe his inputs would be like the top 3 articles on a long tail keyword that he saw that he had in Google. And he would put them all through their agents and they'd read them and pick out the key points. What did each article have that made it great? What did it miss? All this stuff.
Yeah.
Then he would have it create an article highlighting all those missing details that should be in an article and then rewrite it and then analyze the article, see what it was missing, and just do that a couple of different times, maybe 5 or 6 times until he had a fully formed article, fully SEO optimized and everything. So that's why I'm thinking you might need AutoGPT. But I understand where you are. You want to just get the one thing working. But yeah, when I
did that,
I know I liked the video. It's going to take me a minute because I've been liking all these videos. Just so
was it a Chinese guy?
No, this was American.
Using LangChain, I think it's called. No? Okay, because I saw a video of someone making a tutorial on how to use, like all the different ways to use AutoGen, and that was one of them. But I don't know if it was like an iterative process. I think it was. Yeah, I might know who you're talking about, but there could be multiple videos on it.
I think, okay, it was Matt Diggity on YouTube.
Oh, wait, I might, yeah.
How I make ChatGPT no, wait. It was called the Giga Prompt, but I don't think that was actually the one.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, that's a really good point. Like, when we write an article, it's like a multiple step process, and like you got to go back and correct and go back and look for more, and just like you said, so it would make a lot of sense to have it like that. Like,
it even said, you're missing these basic questions that should be in this article.
Yeah.
People, and that kind of made it just a step better. It was wild.
Okay, so that's really interesting. I'm trying to figure out how I could do that with like a regular back and forth conversation with ChatGPT, because you get one output and you're missing a third of the stuff.
Right.
You put that output back in and it's like, yes, you are missing a third. You're missing this, this, and this. Let me include it. Tries to include it, and then it misses another third somewhere else.
Right.
Or like
That's
changes what you already had. So I need to figure out a way to expand the article and save all of the spots that I've gotten to and put them all together at the end.
Yeah, because the problem's the output. You get, 2,500 characters or something like that. It only produces so much of an article, right? Or does
I have
it
like
keep
the
going?
16K version.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, I may be really... See, this is why I say
But-
I'm months behind.
But it still does miss some key points and stuff.
So I would say come up with bullet points, then each bullet point do that as an article, and then have it kind of summarize that in maybe 2 paragraphs or 3 paragraphs, and then use that, save that, go to the next bullet point, do the same thing, and then take all those paragraphs that you've saved and then put that in one article, have it rewrite that article, and you should be good. That's why I'm saying it's 4 or 5 different iterations.
Holy crap.
But it would be possible.
Oh yeah, very easy. It's all a matter of just changing the code. I was thinking about making a process in the code where my template, I thought that was kind of causing the issue with my output, and I kind of feel like it still might be, but it could be better to rerun it. So like the template for a new AI tool that's coming out, like an article on a new AI tool that just dropped, that template is going to be different from, I don't know, like some article on the ethics of AI. It's going to be a different writing style. Like you're going to talk about the tool that came out, what it does, how it's going to change what part of the working process, how it's going to improve, blah, 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 like future considerations, right? The ethics of AI is not going to be like that. So I was thinking, I'm going to have a different prompt for an article outline every time, depending on the topic. So what if I make a different, like literally just a different notebook and have it read all the articles first, decide which prompt to use, and then use that prompt to make a copy of the article?
I would assume that's completely possible.
Yeah.
Would that be an that it would have to be auto GPT, right? Or is this...
Oh, no, I'm doing this all with the API, which
Oh, no
is just
kidding.
mind-blowing. Yeah, they've given, I don't know, I think like there's too much to think about.
Well, there was one thing with that, because I wouldn't understand how AI would be able to interpret each article. Like you were saying, the ethics behind it. Well, you would want more of a professional tone, and you would want these certain things. Whereas if you were talking about a fun new tool, you don't want a professional tone. You want something like, Joe Rogan explaining it to you or something, something fun.
Yeah.
But I guess the group behind Stable Diffusion, they want to open source emotion detecting in AI.
Oh, gosh, I saw this. Yes, because Alexa detects your emotions, and like they talked about how like that was used. Did you read that in the article?
No, I actually didn't read I wasn't even finished with the article.
Oh, okay.
It was I didn't finish reading it because it was TechCrunch, and this thing is probably a 4-minute read, and I just didn't have the time. But it kind of wowed me. I don't know how it's going to do. Is it going to do through voice? Can it tell your tone through
I
chat?
think it's gonna tell your tone. Yeah, because I was thinking about all of these AI tools that are being like, oh, we added a new feature, text with your voice, and that just makes me want to like put my head through a drywall, because it's like every keyboard we have today has a voice input option, so that already transcribes it to text.
Right.
So what is the point unless you are actually understanding the inflections in the tone of voice? So like, yeah, it does have a use case, and I was like, oh, duh, that's why they're doing that. But yeah, it's really cool. And I was talking. Do you talk with the ChatGPT on the app a lot?
No.
Talk back and forth, have a conversation with it. It's very cool.
I wanted to ask you
better,
about
too.
that, because so I have to download the app, right? Because I'm pretty sure.
I could do it right now.
Oh wait, no, I have the app, don't I? No, that's just the fucking website.
What's something you wanna ask it?
I have no idea. I
Me
figured.
neither. Also, training data was updated to April 2023, just recently. Yeah,
Oh shit.
so that's kind of exciting too. Maybe it'll be a little better.
Yeah, but no, it's spam. Okay, so I think I actually brought this up on a recent or a podcast a while back, but I was talking about how this one woman, Ashley, has been using my phone number for 4 years to sign up for every damn thing on the internet that has to do with real estate, cars, insurance, whatever. So I get numerous calls. So she's been doing this for 4 years, and I found out recently, did you know you could sign up to get Jehovah's Witnesses to go to your house at a scheduled time? So I think Ashley's going to have Jehovah's Witnesses going to her house constantly now, because after 4 years, yeah, I finally got her address. One of the real estate agents slipped and gave it to me. I was like, fantastic. That's awesome.
That'd be a good joke.
So yes,
Really good joke.
if you got people you really don't like, send them some Jehovah's Witnesses. The gift that keeps on giving.
I should send him to my friend's dorm and just see what he says.
Oh, I wonder if they would
I
come
don't
to a
think
dorm.
they can.
Probably not.
They wouldn't do that.
There'd be some sort of law behind that one.
Yeah, there is. It's like I've been messing around with Excel a lot for school.
Right.
It's so annoying, but it's also like kind of cool. I'm figuring out how to use all like the functions and stuff.
Right.
It's pretty useful.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I used that for a while. I had a crazy budget breakdown of everything I spent. I knew what I had down to the penny, and it was beautiful.
I was thinking about doing that one day, but never did it. I was like, this is a really smart thing to do, but I'm not gonna do it.
It helps with where you spend most of your money, because I even had like subcategories.
And then you can see.
Oh,
You're
it's beautiful.
Oh, fuck.
Yes. Wow, I spend that much per week? That's insane. Oh, yeah. So remember last week I was talking about my Instagram account that's over 10,000 now, and how I wanted to monetize it using like videos and affiliate links. I think I also want to make a website for it too. And that's the problem, because, if I have a website, then I should do social media. But I have Instagram, and I have Facebook. Do I really go even further and do Twitter and all that other stuff and Pinterest? And I find Pinterest definitely works with a lot of, if you're doing pictures, you got to have a Pinterest account. I did that with the furniture thing. We get a lot of traffic to our site from Pinterest. It's sad that I've never really used it like I should. And I'm just overwhelmed. There's just too much.
Yeah, I watched one YouTube video with this guy at a clothing store, and what he did to get traffic to it was make a bunch of accounts recommending or talking about clothing, and would just recommend his store, or like make a clothing account on Instagram and recommend his store. Like, don't make an account for your store, because that just doesn't work.
That's actually really good.
And I was like, shit. And that's exactly what you're doing right now. And I'm like, maybe that's doable, because if you hired someone to promote your store, I don't know. When the social media company can tell so easily that it's just you promoting your stuff.
Right.
And you just want to take their traffic and bring it to you.
Right.
And the social media company does not want that. So
should maybe come up with an AI influencer. I saw videos on that, because again,
Mark, oh, you're hurting my brain, man. You got to stop giving me ideas.
This is the problem I'm having, because I'm trying to figure out where to carve our niche. You
just can't. And it's not ours until we got it.
I think we need a damn board.
Right now.
We need a board, and just throw a dart at it and be like, okay, this is what you're going for, and this is what I go.
Nope, I will fail.
I just can't focus like that. I think where I want to go, totally video.
I like the AI influencer.
Well, with the AI influencer, I want to make sure I can find a program that will generate the very same facial features for every thing, because I don't want an AI influencer who changes every day and looks like somebody completely different. I got to figure that.
That's in Matt Wolf's video. Pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure I have that opened up. That's one of the 5 YouTube tabs I have. So that's where I'm thinking of going next. As long as I keep on building these things and at least doing something once a day with them, something should come together by the end of the year. and then we're ready for Q4 next year. I wish I was ready for something with Q4 this year. I want to do something with cars, images, just not sure.
I've been starting to get that concept a lot more, and I'm kind of, like upset that I didn't understand it before. I was watching a YouTube video on this guy who just like does videos in his shop, and he's just like records himself taking shit apart, like chainsaws and stuff, and talking about how it's built. And he just made a video about how he CNCs these little hammers that like go on top of a pencil. So, like you turn your pencil into a hammer.
That's cool.
Like a mini hammer.
That's cool.
And it's like CNC'd. It looks really cool. They make them out of like brass and aluminum. And he sells these during Q4. And I just realized this. He sells it like because Christmas is coming up. And I'm like, I was watching this video yesterday and I was like, shit, this guy's selling these things again. And it's almost Christmas time. It's like, okay, well, you should just shoot for Christmas. Generally, like, commerce just goes through the roof. So,
yes.
Because, like, if you have someone who comes across that video, like, and they want to buy that as a gift, it's like, yeah, you have to think in terms of all the ways that it could be bought. It's like,
and then if you actually have that site, you'd reach out to anybody that recommends great stocking stuffer ideas for 2023, and then you just pay $20 or so to get your product in that list, the top 10 or whatnot. And it's a great way to promote. That guy's going to get a lot of traction during that time because everybody is searching for that exact term. Great stocking stuffer ideas.
Yeah,
I just get candy and scratch tickets and some cigars and lighters. That's a real stocking. Oh, I should get booze. Guys, put booze in my stocking. Booze and cigars. Next week we'll be even more overwhelmed with way more tools. We should have talked more about how to get a different side hustle with that stuff, but I think that's where I'm trying to figure it out too.
Well, I feel like that was a pretty good one.
I liked it. I'm not sad. 43 minutes. It was probably 2 minutes that I had to cut out. Yeah. I don't know what to do with my hands.
I don't know what to do. How do we end this? What's a good way to end this?
Well, that's it for this week's episode of Coffee Milk. See you next. Happy Halloween, and I'll see you next week.
Trick or treat, motherfuckers.